Native people, Native culture, Native knowledge. Hi, I'm Jeanie Greene, bringing you award-winning Heartbeat Alaska.
Bringing you national and international Native news, this is award-winning Heartbeat Alaska, the premier Native voice in Native programming.
There's a heartbeat, louder than thunder, revolution is in the air. There's a heartbeat deep inside our mother. Are you too cool to care?
Now, with Heartbeat Alaska, here's Jeanie Greene.
Hello, welcome to Heartbeat Alaska, Native News and Native Entertainment. I'm Jeanie Greene. Hello to you, Mr. George Jones. Mr. Jones gave me a call. He lives in Florence, Arizona, and watches Heartbeat Alaska in that beautiful state. Today we travel to Southeast Alaska and visit Ketchikan, thanks to Heartbeat Alaska videographer Melody McMullen. John Active has a report coming up on the Multicultural Bilingual Education Conference. I'll be back right after this.
What's up, Heartbeat Alaska?
Heartbeat Alaska is brought to you in part by the Aurora, Alaska Premium Smoked Salmon and Seafoods Company, an Alaska Native-owned company proud to sponsor Heartbeat Alaska.
And by Ute Air Alaska, official airlines of Heartbeat Alaska. Ute Air Alaska, taking you home.
Child of the wind, child of the sea, child of legends, speak through me.
The young will look up as the old ones look on. There's a heartbeat, louder than thunder.
The Bilingual Education Conference here in Anchorage, Alaska, attracts more educators than any other conference in the state. John Active was there at the Sheraton Anchorage Hotel.
Thank you, Jeanie. Here at the 24th Alaska Bilingual Multicultural Education Equity Conference, over 600 students, parents, teachers, and school officials have been meeting for the past 5 days. Alaskan issues such as quality education, bilingual regulation changes are being discussed. I have with me Walter Turchik of Bethel. He's the former president of the Alaska Association for Bilingual Education. Mr. Turchik, this is the 24th such conference. Why the need for a yearly conference such as this?
So that we can provide for the teachers in the state something that they can take back and use in their classrooms, what workshops they've learned from this session.
I see a lot of parents and young people here, students in attendance. How are the parents and students involved?
We have a student strand each year, and the student strand mainly learn about the colleges here, and they also learn what they need to expect to become future teachers.
Now, at this conference, I know that the English-only initiative is being discussed. Could you mention a little about that?
Right now, it's in the process of being put in the ballot, and the panel that we had yesterday suggested that we oppose the initiative when it comes out in the ballot in November.
Is there anything else that you'd like to mention about this conference that the listeners or viewers might be interested in?
Every year we have different themes that we like to fulfill, and so this year's theme is to provide literacy in the local traditions.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Turchik. Mr. Turchik, of course, is the former president of the Alaska Association of Bilingual Education here in Alaska, and the bilingual conferences attract more educators than any other education conference that happened here in Alaska every year. Beverly Williams is the bilingual curriculum coordinator with LKSD in Bethel. And Beverly, one of the issues here at the bilingual conference has been the English-only initiative.
Yes.
Could you tell me a little bit about that and what's being discussed regarding it here at the conference?
Well, it's been an initiative that there are a group of people in Alaska that they're trying to get it on the ballot. Basically, it addresses the issue of English being the only language that's used for official documents in the state. And what we've been trying to decide at the conference is how it does impact bilingual education and people who speak languages other than English, and particularly indigenous languages here in Alaska. Many of us are even confused by the intent of it, simply because English is the official language in Alaska, and we're somewhat concerned about the spirit behind an initiative like this when it doesn't even appear to be necessary. And we're also concerned if there is some underlying intent to have an impact on bilingual education in the state. And not knowing the intent of the people that have initiated the initiative or the petition, we're not too sure what is creating the momentum for it.
Now, there's a lot of students here, young people and parents. Have you gotten a feeling what they feel about this initiative?
For people who speak languages other than English as a first language, and even myself who speak a second language, it's offensive. It's very offensive. This is a state that was developed, designed, based on people who did speak a language other than English, and was colonized by people who speak English. So it's insulting. It's many people feel that it's unethical, trying to impose a position onto a group of people who are indigenous to the area and whose language is here long before colonists brought a second language. So in terms of how parents and children feel about it, it's children, I think, are less concerned at this point in their life, but the adults are certainly concerned about it because it sends a very unpleasant message to them about who they are as people.
Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to mention particularly about this year's conference?
Oh, it's always a wonderful conference to see people from different backgrounds, different linguistic groups get together and share and talk about causes and concerns that are common to all of us. The energies in the state of Alaska are moving in a direction that's not healthy for bilingual communities, and we need to pull together as a group of people to make sure that the strengths of Alaska, which are its indigenous cultures and people, stay strong and healthy.
Thank you very much. And this was Beverly Williams, the bilingual curriculum coordinator with LKSD in Bethel. Ann Kesler is the program manager for bilingual education with the Alaska Department of Education in Juneau. And one of the issues that a lot of the educators here have been talking about is the English-only initiative. What is going on with that here at the conference?
Well, we've had a panel of educators and people from the community talk about it. We wanted to inform the members and the participants of the conference about the initiative, and also the association has been actively trying to educate the participants about the initiative so that they could take their position on it. And we're not strongly endorsing that. Of course, we believe in multilingualism and wanting to respect all languages that are in Alaska. So this is of great concern to us.
Now, this year, as can be evidenced by the balloons, Bilingual Multicultural Education Equity Conference. Now, Equity Title 29, I guess, could you tell us about a little bit about that?
Sure. Part of our title is the Equity Conference, and this is a 25th anniversary of Title IX, which gave gender equity in girls participating, starting in sports and looking at all of the different activities that girls can take part in. And so now we see a lot of girls playing basketball and volleyball, and a lot of that can be attributed to the push for Title IX, and we have this in our state, and we're celebrating that anniversary too.
Now, I also see a lot of young people and parents here. How are they involved?
We have a student strand, and we invite the students to come to our conference every year. So we have students who come in for workshops. They also perform cultural presentations from various
I'm at the student strand of the Bilingual Multicultural Education Equity Conference here at the Sheraton this morning, and I'm going to be talking with some students about why they think bilingual education is so important. Any of you would like to answer that particular question? Why is bilingual education so important to you?
Maybe in our hometown, it brings identity to yourself, and it gives you something to grow on and make yourself better.
And your name is?
Ed Littlefield.
And from your
Sitka.
Why is bilingual education important for you?
My name is Mary, and I'm from Tunt, and I think it brings unity and gets socially involved with everybody else, I guess.
Is the next question then I would have is it important for the native language, wherever you're from, that language to maintain itself, to continue on? What if it gets lost? Is it important for the language to continue? Could you answer that? Tell us where you're from.
My name is Katie Cole. I'm from Mountain Village, Alaska. I think it's important because, like what everybody else says, it brings unity and a sense of who you are. And the elders aren't going to be there forever, and it's up to us to keep the culture alive.
My name is Iris George, and I'm from St. Mary's, and I think it's important to know who you are and where you come from, because there are a lot of people out there to show 'em what you got and what you're made of and about your culture. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There's a heartbeat.
John Active is busy at the education conference, so I'll update you on Native news across the country. Happy birthday! AIM, American Indian Movement, turned 25 this month. News from Washington, D.C. reports that American Indians receive less than half the police protection than other rural communities. The homicide rate on Indian lands has gone up to 85% in the past 5 years, even though it's dropped 22% nationwide. The report from the Justice Department suggested doubling the police forces on reservations and also suggested that the Justice Department take over the BIA police functions. The Clinton administration, however, rejected the plan for this year. Enforcement on reservation is a controversial subject. The administration says the number of officers would have increased to 2,047 and increased the number of investigators from 270 to 496. The Justice Department report calls this a public safety crisis for those who live on reservations in the lower 48. And in Tucson, Arizona, the Pascua Yaqui tribe has an addition to their reservation. The Bureau of Indian Affairs said yes. However, there's a little problem. The new land is in the middle of a tiny suburb. The citizens of Guadalupe, Arizona were notified of the BIA approval last week. The town council, however, promptly approved a $50,000 appeal. The Yaqui tribal chairman, Benito Valencia, said the tribe is willing to work with the town. The tribe bought the 23 acres in November of 1995 from doctors who had been unable to develop the land commercially. The tribe then applied to the BIA to put the parcel into federal trust as reservation land. Officials in the state of Florida are now cracking down on people who remove native artifacts from any of their 20,000 archaeological sites. Secretary of State in Florida created an archaeological task force to deal with the increased number of native artifact lootings. Some pieces can yield up to $40,000 in the Japanese market. In 1993, the Florida state legislature made looting of archaeological sites a felony instead of a misdemeanor. Fines can reach up to $100,000 and 5 years in jail. The simple picking up of an arrowhead can have you paying a $1,000 fine. An Eskimo corpse exhumed from the Breivik Mission tundra here in Alaska has provided enough information to begin mapping the flu virus that killed a large part of the world population in 1918. The body was dug up by San Francisco pathologist Johann Holton in 1951. The virus was brought into the Breivik Mission Eskimo community by a mail carrier on dog sled. Within 1 week, 72 people, or 85% of the community's population, had died. The mapping of the virus is important because it may provide information on ways to prevent massive deaths from outbreaks in the future. And finally, congratulations to the Manicodic dancers. Manicodic is a Yupik village here in Alaska. They've won the honor to perform at a halftime show for the American Basketball League. The 13-member group, made up of 11 kids in the 6th through the 8th grade, will dance through the halftime in Seattle, Washington on the 7th. Congratulations once again to the Manicodic dancers. That's it. I'll be back in just a moment.
Heartbeat Alaska was created for you. If you believe in our work, give us a call. We're a nonprofit organization that accepts donations. We're also hiring salespeople and looking for volunteers. Help make us your program possible. Call us today.
And all that's real seems so far away. Sacrificing tomorrow for yesterday.
Travel with me now to Ketchikan, Alaska.
Ketchikan, Alaska is located in southeast Alaska. It's estimated that the Tlingit Nation has lived in what is now known as southeast Alaska for approximately 8,000 years. As a people, they conducted trading expeditions from South America to Japan. The southernmost tribe of the Tlingit Nation is known as the Tongass tribe. The Targis tribe of Ketchikan in southeast Alaska, Tontaquan, means the sea lion people. They're a relatively small group of Tlingit people that work very hard to perpetuate their culture and tribal identity. Ketchikan has a wonderful museum that shows their history and their past. Their efforts in song and dance is an expression towards this end as well. In the uncertainty of everyday life, their heritage and culture is a certainty that is passed down from one generation to the next, as has been done since time began for them. In 1901. A carver finished painting a 55-foot totem pole, and with the help of those attending a potlatch, he rose the totem pole in place. This was for the native chief, Chief Johnson, who had fished in the area for generations. The native fishing camp had grown into the cannery town of Ketchikan, Alaska.
Thank you so much, Melody McMullen, for that report, and we look forward to more news from Southeast Alaska.
You were born with a dream and with hope in your eye. The elders have led you and have bid you to try.
Child of waters, rough with green, child of the journey, walk with me.
Hold on to your purpose. Hang on to your dreams. Try not to lose direction. Build your self-esteem.
Enfant de la plaine, enfant de la terre, enfant du soleil et de la lumière.
See the tools that'll help you win through the culture that you live within.
Children of the womb,
Children of the north, children of the south, children of vision, child of light, children of the heart, children of the earth, children of wisdom, child of love.
child of the wind, child of the sea, child of legends, speak through me.
The young will look up as the old ones look on, taking pride in your world that your efforts have won.
Children of the
Children of the north, children of the south, children of vision, child of light, children of the heart, children of the earth, children of wisdom, child of love.
Ton avenir t'appartient. Accroche-toi à tes rêves et confiance en tes moyens. Poursuis ton chemin.
Hold on to your purpose.
Hold on.
Hang on to your dreams. Try not to lose direction. Build your self-esteem. Children of the earth. Hold on to your purpose. Hang on to your dreams. Try not to lose direction. Hang on to your dreams. Build your self-esteem. Hold on to your purpose. Hold on. Hang on to your dreams. Hold on to your purpose. Hang on to your dreams.
Thank you, Melody McMullen. And thank you, John Active. I'd like to thank you also. Send me video. I'd like to find out what your village looks like and what you're doing there. Remember, Heartbeat Alaska was created just for you. And remember, All you school children, Heartbeat Alaska is looking forward to your video. Coming up, we have Heartbeat Elam, thanks to the principal there at that beautiful, beautiful village. Once again, I'm Jeanie Greene. God bless you. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you again next week.